What's going on, guys? I just want to give you a quick walk around on my Ram Megacab Laramie Sport here. This is a 2016. It's got a 6-inch lift, 35-inch tires, 20-inch wheels. It's got a MBRP exhaust tip with 4-inch exhaust and CTT tuning. Got the Fab 4's front and rear bumpers on it, rigid cubes for the fog lights. It's got a rigid light bar there in the front. It's got a little light in the back there. It's got a Warren 12,000-pound winch in the front there. Not sure when I'll use it, but it's got it. It's got the Ram boxes. Keep all sorts of stuff in there, stuff for towing and whatnot. For some reason I keep finding myself going back to a Megacab. I actually work for a Chevy dealership, but man, it's just hard to beat the size on them, plus the cost of deleting these things is definitely a fraction of what it costs to do a 2020 L5P. I think that's sitting probably around 7,500 bucks right now. I think this one costs, I don't know, maybe $1,000 to do. Right now, all this thing really has is just a delete with the 5-position tune from CTT. So yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly the horsepower levels on it, but I do plan to do more to the truck itself. I'm just kind of planning through everything. You know, obviously the other vehicles I have, you know, take some attention from me as well. You know, I got the Jeep that I talked about last week, and then my wife just got herself a new Tahoe, traded in her Range Rover for that. So I'll do a little walk around on something like that here in a little while. I'll probably try and get my wife on the video and have her tell you what she thinks of that compared to her old car. But yeah, man, so looking possibly do the ATS twin turbo kit over the stock turbo, but for now it's just like I said, got the tunes on it. This thing drives amazing. The trans tuning makes a huge difference on the 68 RFE. Honestly, the deal though is when you're driving it, I'm used to driving Duramax trucks, and I don't know why, but I feel like I'm gonna just break the transmission every time I drive it. I have the tune set on 5 all the time. I'm pretty conservative. I don't think I drive that aggressive, but you know, just all the horror stories online, you know, it's bound to happen. But I try and keep it safe as much as I can, but you know, stuff happens. So obviously I've been looking at, you know, the transmissions that are available for it. You know, RevMax, ATS has one, BD, there's a couple out there. I'm not sure which one I'd go with, but I'm just researching stuff as far as that's concerned. But yeah, the twin turbo kit, I mean, I think that's something that's gonna hopefully happen relatively soon. Right now you can see just the DSP5 switch there. Set the controls for the rigid lights up front. I also have bags on this thing with the wireless controller. It's got airbags on the back. It is a 2500, so it doesn't have the leaf springs out back. It's got the coil springs. I do tow my Jeep behind it, but the trailer I pull it with is not all that heavy, and the Jeep itself isn't all that heavy, right? You know, it's not like I'm loading down with a bunch of people and taking it out to where I go off-roading. It's usually just myself or a buddy or something like that. So I haven't really put a whole lot of weight behind it, but it pulls really good. Obviously it's a big difference. You know, I came out, like my last truck was a 2020 Chevy Silverado 2500 Duramax High Country, the 10-speed and the L5P in it, and you know, there's a big difference. Obviously, you know, that truck runs really good from the factory. From what I understand, the 10-speed can't really take any extra power outside of what the stock transmission will hold with the stock motor, but the motor will make all sorts of power. So I mean, sure, that's a ticking time bomb just like this is. But yeah, man, if you can give me any suggestions on turbo kits. I mean, obviously a lot of people are out there that have them. You know, I've looked at the ATS one. To me, that seems like the most complete kit that's out there and available. but you know, I know that Whirly makes an added turbo kit to it. You know, there's a couple other brands that make turbo kits, but main thing I want to do is keep the factory exhaust brake. I'll probably be going to 37s on this thing. Right now it's got 35s on it. I think they're a little small. Usually most of my trucks, they have American Force wheels on them. This one came with fuels. Not a big fan of them, to be honest. I like some of their forged wheels, but just the one piece, to me, I've never liked them. The finish fades, and they're just not exciting. You know, I'm used to like a polished wheel or some gloss black powder coat on them. And yeah, I can just tell, like, durability wise, I mean, there's some scuffs in them. Looks like someone touched them up, whoever had the truck before me. And I just hate these big ass bolts right here. Can't stand those for some reason. Fuel hostages are very dated, they still make them, but you know, it's just like 2008 whenever they had those, when they came out, I think. But yeah, I mean, right now, you know, I'm kind of torn the idea with going to the 37s with a 22x12, possibly another 20x12, I'm not sure yet, but I'm just not sure what wheel to go with. I've had, you know, probably about 6 or 7 sets on different trucks, you know, anywhere from a 24x12, 24x11, 22x12, 20x12. I had a dually on American Forces. Those are 20s on 35s. I just like their wheels, man. The finish is really quality. The wheel's very durable. Obviously polished right. You scratch it or curb it, which I've thankfully never done. You know, you can just polish it right back out. These wheels aren't that way. This is the scratch I was talking about here. I think someone hit it or something before, or stood on it or something, but it just doesn't look good. So I'm gonna be changing those out here shortly. Just not sure what I want to go with yet. So any suggestions? The biggest hurdle for me right now is, you know, this truck has aftermarket bumpers on it. I'm used to trucks with factory bumpers, and I feel like wheel choice is a lot harder when you have aftermarket bumpers that you know, it can look like a ranch truck, so to speak, which this is not. You know, I don't live on a ranch. I have an acre, but it's no ranch. So yeah, just if you have any suggestions on that, or you got any examples, pictures, man, send me a message, or you know, make a comment down below. If you want to know anything about the truck, how it handles, how it tows, how the tunes are, anything like that, let me know. Be more than happy to answer any questions. I've deleted quite a few trucks, so it's pretty basic. It's pretty easy, right? You buy the tunes, you know, get rid of some stuff, go down some bumpy roads, have some parts fall off, as people always say. But yeah, the truck's obviously more enjoyable set up the way it is. You know, I'm liking it a lot. I will say this, the 4-inch exhaust that I have obviously doesn't have that much drone. I do have the 6-inch tip on it, so it does have a good sound, but man, sometimes I miss having that 5-inch because they sound so good. You hear the turbo so much better. But you know, when you're towing or driving long distance, the 4-inch makes quite a difference when it comes to droning the cab. It's a lot quieter on the inside. You don't have to worry about, you know, falling asleep when you're driving down the road. It happens sometimes, man. Yeah, that's why I make those rumble strips there. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm excited to do some stuff to this thing. It's only got like 25,000 miles on it, I think. If I had to replace a couple pieces to it, I like to keep my trucks relatively clean and without any problems. And I have a bad habit of when something goes wrong, I like to just get rid of it. So I'm trying to get it back up to kind of what I'm used to as far as that goes. I replaced the blower motor. I think it had a little bit of water come into it or something, but the nut itself was rusted, so that leads me to believe that the bearing got water in it, and that's probably why it was making some noise. But that was relatively easy to fix, and had to put new cab lights on it. You know, it's in Texas, and stuff just gets hot, and they were kind of cracked a little bit, and just want to keep those things looking good. But they're brand new on there. Just basic maintenance, nothing crazy. Overall, you know, there's trade-offs, right? When you look at you know, 2016, what trucks were available then, right? Because we're talking easier trucks to delete. You know, the Ram is probably up there as the easiest one to do as far as removing the exhaust, getting the tunes loaded into the computer. But the biggest selling point for me was the bigger cab. You know, I have a kid, so space is at a premium, and as much as I like to have a sports car, you know, it's hard to beat the utility of a truck. And the rear vents in the back, you know, it's another thing, man. My son, it's in Texas, and he can get real hot in the back, and I think that makes a big difference having the vents back there. 2016, the Chevys didn't have them. I believe the Fords did, but you got the CP4 on the Ford, and it's a Ford at the end of the day. The Duramax, it also had the CP4 in 2016, and I just don't want to deal with that. I know you can swap it out, but you know, it's just an extra piece you got to do. And this setup's relatively reliable when it comes to fueling. The truck has a lift pump in the factory, the other two didn't either. You know, so there's not a whole lot you got to do to support the power itself. I had a 15, a couple of 16 Duramaxes, you know, and I went through different stages with them. You know, I had for some reason I wanted to try emissions compliant tuning right before I deleted them, so you know, I went and got Duramax tuner tunes for it. The truck drove amazing on all of my trucks. I mean, I had 15 dually, 15 crew cab, 15. I had two 15 crew cabs actually, and then you had a 16 crew cab, and I tuned them with Duramax tuner. The tunes are awesome for the Duramax. I liked them a lot. I really can't say anything bad about them. They drove really well. I will say this, on my 15, I did notice that when I tuned it with the Duramax tuner tunes, that you definitely, at least on that truck, you needed to add a lift pump to it. I mean, I would always, if I was on the high tune, you know, 200 horsepower tune, and you just romp on it, you drain the rails pretty quick. You know, you get the reset or change fuel filter light, so that's obviously not good for the CP4. You know, I never kept it long enough. Typically I keep trucks, I don't know, 10, 15,000 miles. This isn't the first used one I bought, but I typically buy new because I work at Chevy. If I'm buying a Chevy, it's going to be a new one. So not a whole lot of experience as far as longevity goes. But like I said, I'm not too hard on the trucks, but you know, like anyone, you like to get on it from the light, you know, accelerate quick, whatever. But it's a truck. I mean, you're not breaking any land speed records, right, going on the road. So you know, overall my 15, I feel like you could tell that the lack of a lift pump is an issue, but obviously you can add that. But I'm just talking right factory, not a whole lot of adds to it besides the tune. I think that let's see, my 16 I don't feel like I had that problem when I deleted it. I feel like it was a lot better. But yeah, so if you have any questions, like I was saying, man, subscribe down below. I'm gonna be posting more videos, you know, try to do every week, but you know, I'm in the car business, so you're busy. If you're in the car business, you know what I'm talking about. You work a lot of hours. Your days off, right, are really family days. So I try and get it in when I can, as far as, you know, my hobbies and stuff like that. You know, I don't get to go rock crawling as much as I'd like, but hey, you know, it's a trade-off. So still got the Jeep, I still get to enjoy it. You know, it's still drivable. You can go to work. Got my dog back there trying to take a dump, just cruising around. Yeah, so just look out for more videos. Like I said, the next one's going to be on this small S21 Z71 Tahoe. Just going to kind of show you the ins and out of it. I do a little bit off-roading with it. I'll probably have my son with me then. I can't tell the wife I'm really taking it off-road though, so got to be careful with that. Got to try not to mess it up. So last time I went off-roading, I busted the drive shaft of my Jeep, so hopefully we don't do anything to a brand new car. You never know, stuff can happen. But yeah, man, that's all I got. So just stay tuned for the new video on the 21 Tahoe. It's gonna be coming out after this, and then we'll kind of get into the meat of some other things, you know, modding this thing. And I'm gonna make some other videos too about about the car business itself. You know, I've been in the car business about 10 years now, and you know, I know a lot of people want to try it, you know, and hopefully I can tell you some pitfalls and things like that that could maybe help you. It's enjoyable, man. I mean, I like what I do. I get to help people every day. You know, I get to, as I say, make dreams come true, right? You know, dreams are different to everyone. So, you know, some people, they want to get to that next level by having that car or whatever, and you know, I'm there to help with that. But yeah, I'll just kind of go over what I've gone through in the car business, what my experience has been, would I do it again, what I would change when I would do it again. So that tells you I'd do it again, but just what I would do differently, you know. They say the best way to get somewhere is to copy someone that's done it, and hopefully I can share some insights on what got me to where I am, and you know, ways that you can achieve your own level of success, you know, either in the car business or in something else. Because right, just like anything, you know, there's little bits and pieces that apply to everybody in different industries. You know, you can take a little bit from here, modify it to fit yourself, and make it work in whatever industry you're in. So just stay tuned for those videos, man. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll get it down, man. I know that my flow isn't all that good at the moment, but you know, I'll get it down. So this is something that's new to me, and you know, like anything, it just takes time. So thanks for watching.